Hi loves, I am Lauren Wyatt of enlightenyourlovelife.com. Right now you are watching Ask Lauren the Love Psychic. And this week we have a question from Luna, and Luna would like to know, what tools can I use to help decipher when I'm being taken advantage of as an empath in a relationship? Luna would also like to know, what is my responsibility in someone's path? Awesome questions, Luna. Okay, first of all, you're an empath, and just for the sake of frame of reference and making sure all of us are on the same page, an empath is a highly sensitive person who really feels other people's emotions as if they are their own. And empaths often struggle with wondering if what they're feeling, whether it's related to their own personal emotions or if they're picking up on someone else's stuff. And if an empath doesn't know that they're an empath, they just might feel really emotionally or physically down sometimes and not even know why. And it can get a little frustrating. So, okay, so Luna's an empath. And just, again, she wants to know what tools that she can use to help her decipher when she's being taken advantage of in a relationship. Okay, so first of all, Luna, do we really need tools? I mean, you are an empath, but you're also an intelligent woman, and I'm sure that you give your friends great advice whenever you think that they're being taken advantage of by someone. Am I right? Okay, so what you get to do is kind of look at different situations in your life, different relationships, romantic or otherwise, where it's possible that maybe you're being taken advantage of. And how you can do that is just look at how you feel with the person, whether it's coming from them or from you or whatever it is. Really be responsible for you and notice how you're feeling before, during, and after the interaction. And also allow yourself to acknowledge whether or not you feel drained or resentful when you are with that other person, interacting with that other person. Because it's really up to you to decide if you're being taken advantage of or not. See, usually really giving, heart-centered people, like, we really want to help, and since you're an empath, you're really in touch when somebody else is in pain, and this is a really beautiful thing, but things can get sticky if you're not clear on where you're at for the day, and that can really help you, just that, like knowing where you're at, because if you don't know where you're at, then things can get a little icky and murky with interacting with someone else. And also, if you really do feel drained or resentful, look at that. And here's something that someone once told me, and this resonates so deeply with me. People treat us how we train them to treat us. A mentor of mine told me this. And I was just thinking, wow. Yeah, so look at the people in your life, and are you always like running to help them? The different people you're in a relationship with, are you always the one who's giving a lot? Are you always there? Do you drop what you're doing because you want to please somebody else? Like, just really be honest with yourself and look at these things. And this is going to be very eye-opening for you, because whatever you're putting into any interaction is what you're definitely getting back. So look at what would cause you to maybe overgive or to drop everything that you're doing. Like, what's that all about? Do you see other people as needing to be helped by you? Do you feel like a good person if you're helping somebody? Do you love to feel needed? Like, these can be some very, these are some very thought-provoking and introspective questions that are really important, that can help you set some really good boundaries with people. Because that's really what the essence of the answer to your question is all about. You get to know what's yours, what's someone else's. And you do that by, first of all, being clear on what you would like to experience within the relationship, how you would like to feel, and also knowing where you are at for that moment in time and taking note of how you feel afterwards, and really taking the time to ask yourself authentically, does this emotion belong to me? So I hope that that supports you and other highly sensitive, heart-centered, empathic people that are watching this video. And for the second part of your question, what is my responsibility in someone's path? I think I know what you mean by this, and your first responsibility should be to yourself. And if you have a child, you get to make sure that that child's okay. If you're caring for anybody who cannot make any choices for themselves, that's when you're responsible for someone else's path. Like your pets, children, people who are ill. But if what you're doing is you're asking about different men that you're dating or any friends that you have and what your responsibility is in their path, I'm really going to invite you to mind your own business and focus on your own path. Because yes, some of us, we love to serve, we love to interact with people, and through our relationships and interactions, we can get a lot of information and help each other. And yes, we can make the world a better place together, but really that is your responsibility to give yourself that experience. And if your motivation is, I have to be responsible for someone else, and the someone else I'm talking to in this part of the answer is someone who, again, does not have the ability to make a choice for themselves. And I'm really driving this home because all of us are spiritual beings. We're all divine. We all have souls. And due to that, we all have free will to make our own choices. Do we sometimes wish that people would make different types of choices? Of course. But you also get to just see and acknowledge that you're seeing their choices through your own point of consciousness. This person may have another point of consciousness. And everybody's doing the best they can with their own point of consciousness. And if there's someone you're dating or a friend that you just find yourself up against the wall with about, why are you making these choices? Let me help you. Again, look at your motivation for doing that and allow yourself to practice unconditional love. Unconditional love is when we look at something without judgment. Yes, we can acknowledge that maybe we don't like something, we don't agree with something, that we would do it another way. But unconditional love is understanding that all of us are divine and we all have choices, and you love because you choose to love and not because somebody's doing things your way. Now, that doesn't mean you have to stay in a relationship with somebody who has drastically different values from you than you have. That's totally fine to go your separate way. That is still an aspect of love. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to me answer these questions. And Luna, thank you so much for your questions. I would love to answer your questions, and you can go ahead and submit a question to me at the Ask Lauren section of my blog, and I have that link right here for you. Thank you so much. Be loving, be wise. Bye-bye.